Let's move to another conversation, and Chris, it's going to interest you to know that in the Volta region, there is an issue with electricity. Some of the people there are complaining about low voltage, and low voltage can destroy a lot of your electrical appliances. Your air conditioner can destroy your refrigerator, it can destroy your iron, among other things.
I'm smiling because it happens to me.
It happens to you?
Just 2 weeks ago.
And how did you manage that?
There's something that is still spots in the house right now.
Wow.
Yes. So our alarms went off. Mm-hmm. So not just mine, like mostly everyone, the neighbors. So when the low voltage affects the alarm system, it messes up the battery and the alarm just turns on and cannot go off until you cut it off.
Wow.
Yes. So everybody went, and it happened in the middle of the night. Making noise. Making noise. And I was confused. I was like, what happened? Has somebody jumped into my house? What happened? So when I went, I looked around the house, nothing. Only to call the guy that fixed the alarm system. He was like, has there been low voltage? I was like, yeah, it has been going on and off. He said, yes, okay, sorry, it's messed up. You have to cut it off. So now we have to replace everything. So by the time I finished cutting my own off, my neighbor own went. Like, you just start hearing different alarms. I was like, oh, okay, everybody's affected. So there's a big issue in the Volta region, specifically in Ho. Let's bring you this report filed by our Volta regional correspondent, Desmond Selassie Ago. After, we'll have a conversation on that.
Residents and business owners in Ho and several parts of the Volta region are expressing growing frustration over frequent power outages that have persisted for close to a month. The erratic power supply, marked by both sudden blackouts and prolonged low voltage, continues to affect activities during the day and at night, causing significant disruptions to livelihoods and daily routines. Many small and medium enterprises are bearing the brunt of the situation, especially businesses that rely on refrigeration or uninterrupted power supply. Some business owners who spoke to ChannelOne News say the situation is affecting them and needs to be addressed quickly.
So over the past days, we've been experiencing intermittent power outage and low current. This is a business that relies solely on electricity. We put some of our products in the fridge for customers, and sometimes when they come and the item is not so cheap, they do not want to buy it. Quite apart from business, when it comes to the house, the meat, the food stuff that we also put in our fridge and freezers are also getting spoiled due to this. And we currently don't know what the issue is. We've been looking out to hear something good from the stakeholders, but we've still not heard anything. So currently this is where we find ourselves. Sometimes we also need to have a standby generator in case the power goes off and there is a need for us to rely on the generator. We'll do that.
Light in the air, your area and man, I will continue on. And you may be a bobber by 7 no my day, wooden lights. You bet me at them, some best at 8 o'clock on the light night. I'm back. By Saban Soa, the best I cosana side, almost said, a bar, a bit me I could do. High view.
Several households also report food spoilage, damaged electrical appliances, and growing anxiety over the unpredictability of the current situation. During the filing of this report, power was cut off on 3 different occasions. Residents call for the issue to be addressed promptly.
So I calling on the various stakeholders who are responsible for the maintenance of the energy, ECG hole, and other higher people to come in for us to help stabilize the energy. If there's anything going on, they should tell us so that we'll be ready and prepared to know what to do.
I'm teaching there come and Poco, light of ready. Came and make me a got on Makua. I'll near bomb a very fipity, very Manyanka Kurali, O my dear me, Tamo, ala benu nya ko kwa cha kadiri mi ko mi ano fupe ano bido no le sen ko osi.
In response to the growing public concern, the Volta Regional Minister, James Gunu, paid a visit to the Volta Regional Office of the Electricity Company of Ghana in Ho, followed by another visit to the Gridco office in Akosombo, and expressed his dissatisfaction with the state of power supply in the region, noting its disruptive impact on businesses, livelihoods, and homes. The Regional General Manager of ECG, Ms. Christina Jato Kaliu, attributed the power challenges to voltage fluctuation from Gridco, but assured the minister that both companies are working together to restore stable electricity to affected communities. Assembly member for the Bosontoe electoral area in Ho, Sefaji Agama, called for answers from ECG.
So as we speak, it's 8:36 p.m. and the lights have just gone off. This is uncalled for. It is not what we wish for as customers of ECG. And when you talk, they say, oh, they are having short supply from Gridco or whatever. The question I want to ask is, if it is due to short supply, almost all the time in the evening around this time, you put off the light. Then in 15-20 minutes time, the light comes back. So how do you make up for the short supply that you complain that is causing this light out? That is the question I want the ECG people to answer, because Ghanaians want answers. The people of Ho and the Volta region want answers.
So it can be very frustrating that you are having your electrical appliance and you are not able to use it to its fullest. You're having the air conditioner in your room and it's not working well. The fan is not blowing that well. The iron is not working properly, and even sometimes the television can go off.
Yeah, a lot of things can even blow up at the end of the day because of the voltage.
So residents of Ho, they have been staying with this challenge for quite some time. You'll be speaking to the authorities that be and find out from them the immediate action that will be taken to address this challenge. And if the Electricity Company of Ghana or Gridco, the challenges they are going through to get to this issue resolved. Often it happens in the evenings. I don't know whether this is happening during daytime, but the Volta Regional Minister, James Gunu, is joining us live on phone to tell us what exactly is happening in his region. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning.
I trust you are doing well.
By the grace of God.
Has the low voltage situation reached your desk?
Yeah.
And what has been the conversation around it from your side?
Okay. Thank you very much. Let me say good morning to your audience. It has started since I assumed office as the regional minister for the Volta region, and some engagement with the Electricity Company of Ghana. They also started complaining about Gridco. Along the line, we wrote officially to them to come out explaining exactly what the situations are officially. We never heard from them, so I decided to visit the office unannounced, and that is also part of my program. I started visiting some departments and agencies unannounced. I went to the BEP and DES, I went to the Lands Commission and other departments. So I visited the Electricity Company of Ghana and met with the engineers over there, because we are positioning the Volta region as the best investment destination in the country, and for investment to thrive, definitely power is key. So this issue of light out and low voltage is affecting businesses a lot in the region. So when I approached them, they also mentioned that yes, it is true, the situation is real. However, they received power from Greco, and whatever they receive is what they supply. So that is the main cause of the situation. So quickly, since they mentioned Greco, I had to look for Greco. Greco is not having office in the Volta region. Their area office is in Akosombo. So quickly, I contacted my colleague, the Eastern Regional Minister, and informed her that I'm rushing to her jurisdiction to meet with the Greco and listen to their side. So I got to Greco, Akosombo, that same day when I left ECG regional office in home. I got there. I didn't meet the area manager, but I spoke with him on phone. And he also did admit that they have some technical challenges and that it is not 100% true that the situation is coming from them because according to him, they can supply ECG with the required voltage, but yet ECG could have a low voltage supplied to the customers. So I demanded that the two institutions come out with a statement or have a press conference to explain to the customers, the general public in the region, that this is what the situations are. And up to now, they have not done that. They only issued a statement that on the 22nd of this month, they are going to shut down the system for some maintenance. And so that is where we have gotten to now. Yesterday, the light went out on 2 occasions in the evening. So I called the ECG officials again and asked. So they sent me a text that it came from the Greco system tripped, and they had to, give us blackouts. That is the situation we found ourselves in now, and the people are not happy. Keeping us in communication darkness and also in a power darkness is not the best. So Greco said I should talk to the region, the sector minister before they can come out with a press conference. Actually, I have not been able to reach the minister. I called him, I couldn't get him. So Greco and ECG have a lot of responsibilities to explain to the good people of the region, because it's affecting businesses as I indicated earlier. And if we want investment to thrive in our region, we cannot do without power. So they owe us a lot of answers. They owe us a lot of answers, and they need to come out to explain to us first, and then make sure that they fix whatever challenges they have, so that we can have a sustainable power supply in the region.
So, Honorable, you've mentioned that you've spoken to Gridco and Akosombo, and you are also trying to get in touch with the Energy Minister. Are you giving us your assurance that you are following this issue through and through? And what is your word to residents of Ho?
I want to assure them that I will continue to put pressure on these institutions, just as I did with the Ghana Water company when we had the water crisis, and today the situation is better than it used to be. We'll ensure that the managers of our power system also deliver quality services to us. And I will still be following right after the Easter holidays. I will go to them again, put pressure on them until they do what is right.
Right. Honorable, if this situation continues, what consequences could it have on the region's, say, economic development?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, even the day I went to the ECG, before I left the office, the Indian High Commissioner to Ghana was with me. He paid a courtesy call on me where we discussed a lot of issues, including investment in the region and capacity building for government workers vis-a-vis the regional coordinating council and district assembly and some other related issues, and a lot of investment that is taking place in the region will be affected. And even at a point, I made them aware that this lighthouse can even affect marriages. It can affect education.
Honorable, how is it going to affect marriages?
Oh, if communication gap can lead to, if you don't have power to, even you will not be able to get me if I have low battery.
Okay.
And my network is off, and you are not able to reach your wife or husband. You might not know what is happening. You understand?
Yeah,
right.
And then education as well. Education. Children will have to study.
Yeah.
They have to study. They're using the electricity. So if they do not have electricity, how can they study? So it affects a lot of things, including economic development in the region. So the ECG and Greco should stop putting blame on each other. They should come together and solve the challenge, the problems they have, and provide sustainable power for us.
Right.
Honorable, thank you so much for joining us here on the Breakfast Daily Channel One TV. We are grateful that anytime we call on you to respond to issues in your region, you answer us and also explain to us. We are much grateful. We don't take that for granted. But we still have our regional correspondent, Volta regional correspondent, Desmond Selassie Ago, joining us via Zoom. Desmond, good morning. Hello, Desmond. If you are there, if you can hear me, good morning. Good. The issue is happening in Ho, but paint us a better picture. Is it which places in Ho, and if you can mention the towns or communities for us, or areas that the low voltage or power situation is affected?
All right, good morning, Philip. I'll say this is almost every part of the region, but Ho specifically because most of the businesses are in Ho here. During the day, power can go off as much as 5 times. You experience low voltages for a very long time. Your fan can just go off any time. Your TV set, your electrical appliances, everything can just go off at any time. When you go to the southern part as well, lights goes off there also almost every day. In Ho, just yesterday, whilst filing the report, it will surprise you that the power went off about 4 times before I was done with the story or with filing the report. So you could say that it's greatly affecting businesses. I was speaking to some business owners, some barbers in town, some cold store operators. They tell me they have to just sell at cheap prices for their products not to go waste. The barber also tells me that he's now resorting to using the manual old method, which is the blade and the comb to barber for his clients, because he can't be using the barbering machine and all of a sudden it should just go off in the middle of the work. So it's affecting him also. At the southern part, most people also do fishing, so they have to have these cold stores to freeze their fish for export elsewhere. So you could also say that those people at the southern parts who are also reeling from this power outages. Yes, the minister said he has visited the electricity company of Ghana and Gridco to find answers to the problem, and it's true. But people in the region are still calling for more. They want urgent attention or urgent solution to this situation, so to ensure that their businesses continue to thrive as it used to be. Mind you, Volta region is one of the tourist destinations in the region, in the country, I beg your pardon. So most of these hotels, conference centers and others also are just not happy with the situation. They say they have to buy more fuel for their generators and plants to power their facilities, and this affecting them. It's also translating into the cost they are charging their clients. So in all, it's affecting the region, businesses, individuals, those in their homes. They also say that their fridges are not working properly. They have to every day be heating their foods, and it's also costing them, because after maybe a week, you have to go back to buy gas for cooking at home. So it's affecting almost everybody in the region, Philip.
Right. So have any explanation been given by ECG or Gridco about what's happening?
All right. So for now, we haven't heard anything from ECG, but when the lights will go off for a very long time, especially in the day, we are giving notices, at least 2 days notices before the situation occurs. And this, they tell us, is some maintenance they are doing. So I won't say it is also, or it is part of the outages we are experiencing, as they say themselves, that it is some false, in quotes, localized fault, and they are repairing, or their engineers are site repairing. So I won't classify that as part of the outages, electricity supply outages we are experiencing here. But in general, we don't usually hear from them when these things are occurring, especially the low voltages and the intermittent power supply.
So Desmond, just to wrap up with you, we don't know if you've been able to get in touch with some of the institutions, i.e. schools in Ho, Maoli School, Maoko, Ola, Ho Technical Institute or University, Ho Technical University, and other institutions. How do they go about their day-to-day activities now that the low voltage or power situation is having a toll on day-to-day activities in the capital? Hello, Desmond. Hello, Desmond. I think we've
Philip, please come again.
Okay,
yes,
so
Philip,
I was asking you, the institutions, schools, Ho Technical University, Maoli, Maoko, Ola, EP University, among others, how are they going about their day-to-day activities since we are having low voltage or the power situation in Ho? Mind you, because these institutions rely solely on the national grid.
All right, so for the tertiary institutions, the EP University, the Technical University, and the University of Health and Allied Sciences, students are writing exams. So you could imagine how students go into the night to study, and at the end of the day, the lights goes off. Most of these institutions don't supply power to all parts of the campuses. So you could just imagine how these students are feeling. You go back to the hostel, there's no light, you just can't know what to do. It's rather fortunate that the senior high schools in town have vacated, and most of them have gone home. So it's quite okay there now. But back then, they also, when they go to prep, they have to just close, sit around, and waiting for the lights to come. If it doesn't, then they just have to go back to their dormitories to sleep. So generally, in town, the situation is very bad. We just want answers to this issue once and for all.
Desmond, thank you so much for your time. Desmond Selassie-Ago is our Volta regional correspondent, and he is telling us what the electricity situation is like in the Volta region, specifically. We spoke to the Volta regional minister, James Gunu, who gave an assurance that he's monitoring events keenly, and he's expecting that the Electricity Company of Ghana and Gridco will bring out some response to their questions and tell them exactly what the situation is and how they are addressing the problem. Chris?
It's been interesting.
Yeah.
It's been interesting.
Could tell the fan is blowing as a snow pace, and you'll be wondering, there is electricity, but it's not
people
that.
People are trying to charge their phones in that level of
it's very frustrating.
Electricity.
Yeah. It's very frustrating. It's very, very, very frustrating. So we just hope that the authorities will address the issue immediately.
I think the regional minister has also done his part.
Yeah.
By trying to find out exactly what's happening. It's not as if he's just sitting down. I like the fact that he has been proactive about it, and he has moved from one of the institutions to the other institutions. If you say you have a problem with this person, okay, let me go and ask this person. I like that he did that with ECG and Gridco. And I think it's like he said, ECG and Gridco need to really come together and, you know, say something. Get your acts together.
So that they wouldn't, they should stop the blinking.
Exactly, and it's not nice leaving people in a limbo. This is something they're paying. It's not free.
It's not free at all.
You understand? It's not free, and if it's a service that you owe the people, I think you also owe them the communication. Don't just be numb about it and let them just do the guesswork and start asking themselves what is really going on. I don't think it's really nice
at all.
Because so if this was happening in Accra, social media would have gone haywire, and then we will see all the communications on Twitter, on Facebook, everywhere. You understand? I think the people of Volta deserve that.
So you should try and work on it. There's a message coming through that says, "Good morning, ChannelOne TV. Forgive me, but I am going to vent through you this morning. My problem, aside the frequent and erratic power supply or outage, is that the insane meter reading and bills we get, as well as the inconsistency when you buy prepaid. How can I leave the house from 5 a.m., come back home at 9 p.m. with only a fridge and water dispenser at home to meet a high electricity bill? Don't even get me started on the low current issue. If you would take the light, take it, and let me understand, Preco. Don't be giving me sope. Anyway, you're still watching Breakfast Daily.